and good. Whenever I see someone go down the hard shoulder of a road and just cut through all the traffic and just be like, whatever, I'm just going to do what I want to do and flaunt the rules, society, schmiety, those rules clearly don't apply to me. I'm like, God, please let me see him. Let me see him further up the road being pulled over. Let me see that guy get a ticket. And I never do. And I'm always like, where are you now, karma? Come on. I hate that guy.
I hate that guy, too.
I hate him. He gets some cancer, and he gets some cancer, and he gets some cancer. I'm behind the wheel of the car. I'm like the Oprah.
Look under your chairs.
Yep, I'm like the Oprah of cancer. Cancer. You get some cancer, and you get some cancer. Look under your chair, bitch. Guess what's waiting for you there? Oh, yeah. Cancer. Shouldn't have ridden up the hard shoulder. Because, that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. What's going on in the world? This is taking I started like the show all positivity and light, and now we're talking about the people that deserve cancer. No, we should probably... I Hindenburged my whole point in about 35 seconds there. Let's move swiftly on to something else.
Well, a Baywatch movie is in the works. That's fun.
Yeah, David Hasselhoff will not be in it, mostly because it conflicts with his current role as a very, very sad punchline. The Rock is going to be in it. The Rock, Dwayne The Rock, who is like a serious actor now. Like, he only does big-ass movies that make gazillions of dollars. He's like a thing. He's like a legit movie star.
I wonder if he'll be cooking on the set, maybe cooking cheeseburgers.
For David Hasselhoff to come in and eat off the floor? Yeah, probably.
Jamming on the one like Theo Huxtable. Days like this when I feel untouchable. I try and make up for all the wrongs I did by living my life like a Cosby kid. Jamming on the one like Theo and Stevie. I know it sounds crazy. This is
Go ahead, favorite the show and enjoy AD on the go. iHeartRadio presents AD.
A guy in England was engorged for 17 hours. Had to have 2 pints of blood drained from his junk. He's 23 years old, woke up last Friday, highly aroused, except it wouldn't go away. He finally went to the hospital after 8 hours, and doctors had to drain, count them, 2 separate pints of blood directly from his tackle, his wedding tackle. They had to drain 2 pints of blood from what he had going on south of the equator and give it, get this, 24 injections of medication. After his 17 hours, his engorgement finally went down. How is this possible? What happened? We'll discuss the whys and wherefores a little later on in the show. We're raising the intellectual quality of the program, as you can tell. And also, man, this was a bold move and an awesome one, I thought. You remember that Raven Simone chick? What was she? Was she Olivia on the Cosby Show back in the day? She was like when they ran out of adorable children, when Rudy started to hit puberty, they're like, oh no, we need another adorable child. Let's write in this one. She was that one. And generally speaking, I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. I find her to be annoying whenever I see her in person. Not exactly sure why. It's just a personal thing. I don't know what it is, but she did something that I thought was so cool, made me want to stand up and clap. And it even gave Oprah freaking Winfrey cause for pause. What was it? We'll get into all this a little later on in the show. Right now, though, Funkhauser, let's pick up with the news. What is going on in the world?
Well, the new Batman movie will take place when Bruce Wayne is middle-aged.
Right. Instead of the bat signal, cops will lure him from the cave with a gift card to Land's End. What do you remember? Like, did your dad?
What's Land's End?
It's an old man clothing line.
Oh,
it's like my dad growing up, and it wasn't necessarily like he was old. This wasn't a sign that he was old, but there was something. It's something that you don't do in your 20s when you're fashion forward. My dad started dressing pretty much exclusively from LL Bean. Do you remember that stuff?
Yeah.
It's like this outdoorsman shop with a lot of really cool stuff. It's based in Maine, but when you start ordering your clothing from the LL Bean catalog, that is how you can tell your youth is officially over. My dad started doing that, and I suppose Land's End would be the 2014 equivalent to it. I think they still have LL Bean, though. What else?
Bass Pro Shops hat.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars turns 29 today.
Yeah, maybe he's about to start dressing in Land's End or LL Bean. Bruno Mars, in case you did not know, he's the guy who said he would take a grenade for a chick in that song. Is it unromantic of me that my general policy is to not date women who have enemies that are known to lob explosives at them? I mean, like, it's a sweet notion that you would be willing to take a grenade for a chick, but I, on the other hand, would be like, oh, you have a crazy ex that has military-grade weaponry? No, thanks. I think I'll be finding my love somewhere else. Yeah. Reality often interferes with romance. What else?
Fox is working on a live-action X-Men series.
I'm almost sad to hear about this because there's a chance it's going to be good, but there's so many superhero properties out right now. As a former comic book nerd in my youth, it makes it significantly less special. Like, we used to get really excited, like, ooh, there's a Spider-Man movie coming out. Ooh, did you hear? The Captain America movie's supposed to be great. The Avengers didn't suck. Like, but now it's crazy. There's the Avengers TV show. There's Arrow, the story of Green Arrow. There's the new Flash TV show. And now Fox is working on a live-action X-Men series. I think it's starting to water it down and make it less special, and people are going to get bored, and then they're going to stop making badass superhero stuff, and I'll be sad because I like comic books. But yeah, right now it's just something they're working on. Until then, the only true mutants on TV will remain the cast of Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. What else?
They should make an animated series from that.
Yeah.
A New York brewery just released a Game of Thrones themed beer.
Yeah, Game of Thrones beer. So, buy a six-pack now to share with all the friends you don't have, because you spend all your free time obsessing over a cable version of Dungeons and Dragons. It's a perfect beer for everyone who dreams of living in a wondrous fantasy world, slaying dragons, and never, ever, ever getting laid. What else?
Forbes reports some club DJs now earn more than Hollywood stars.
We can't play it because there's too many F-bombs in it, but you ever heard Henry Rollins' take on club DJs?
No.
Oh, God. It's beautiful. It is just like, I'm special because I can take a Sam Cooke record and scratch it back and forth and make it go fika, fika, fika. I'm a genius. I'm an artist. You're like, shut up. You're a thief of music. You're a record player. That's what you do. And now people aren't even that.
And now give it up for my boy on the computer pushing play, spacebar. All right.
Well, exactly. Yeah, club DJs earn more than Hollywood stars. Totally makes sense because it's not like just anyone can go to a party, queue up iTunes, and hit play. No, not at all. Hit play to a bunch of pre-programmed music and jump up and down like an idiot, like you have anything whatsoever to do with what's coming out of the speakers. Maybe you made it at home, but no. Hey, but you know what? Who are we to, from our cynical ivory towers, call BS on it just because we're jealous they found a way to not work at all and make ass tons of cash? I mean, ultimately, the market responds to the demand, and these people have the ability, whether it's manufactured at home or whether they actually do it live by queuing up iTunes and hitting play. These people have the ability to make large numbers of people feel good for like 2 or 3 hours or however long they DJ for. You can't really F with that. Now, ingesting vast quantities of drugs helps the process along, but nevertheless, they found a way to do it, and they make people feel good, and that's ultimately all entertainment is. You provide something people want to see, you make people feel good. Doesn't matter if you're a talentless bozo that queues up iTunes, hits play, and then collects an enormous check, and we're bitter about it. Good job, you're doing your thing, and we're all proud of you. What else?
There's a guy now that he's a mixer guy that I saw on the news. He cakes people, throws cakes at people while they're out there clubbing, and they're happy to be caked on. That's a thing now.
Well, yeah, I don't think I would like that. I see video of those foam parties, and that looks like fun because it turns your audience into this one amorphous, gyrating clean mass, and they probably weren't clean walking in there. So, like, I get the foam parties. Like, let's soap these people up. They smell terrible. But cake, yeah, I don't think I'd be into that.
You walk these streets most every day. You're waiting to get washed away.
Delivering fascinating subjects, interesting talk, and boobs and fart jokes. AD on iHeartRadio.
Yeah, oh, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Oh, let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah, bitch. That's right, I know this. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. So walk away, yeah.
So, Funkhauser, let's finish up the news real quick, and then we'll get into the guy that had the excitement of his nether regions that refused to go away, so he had to have 24 injections of medication and have the blood drained from it. 2 pints of the stuff. And if we have time, we'll also talk about the dude that wore an F the police shirt to his court hearing. How do you think that played out for him? Wait and see. That's one of those tease things, Funkhauser.
I like
one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things where we go, we're not good enough to hold people, so we're
practicing
gonna have to,
your quarter-hour maintenance.
Oh, yeah, that's what we call it in radio. I just call... I know some people that call it bribing folks to listen, but that would be if we were like, a real show that had prizes and stuff to give away. But we're not. So we have to bait that radio hook and keep people hanging around for 15 minutes to practice
As
our
long as you don't ever
maintenance.
say, coming up in 3 minutes, I'm going to tell you the story about... Just don't do that.
Well, see, that's the thing. We're supposed to, but it changes all the time. We're supposed to set appointments. So this is a little peek behind the radio curtains that the folks upstairs probably wouldn't like Funkhauser and I giving you, but this is what we live through. So, like, coming up in 3 minutes, like, that's supposed to create a sense of urgency. That's supposed to create a sense of urgency that makes people stick around for those 3 minutes. And I like it. I think, are you against the 3 minute thing?
Me? I don't
Yeah.
know. It kind of sounds weird on the radio. Oh, I'm going to wait through this Bee Gees song so I can hear what the contest is today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is that. And here's the other thing about, like, the coming up in 3 minutes, like... I make a big effort on my music radio show to just talk like I talk in real life, and not use any DJ speak, because I find that to be so cheesy. Like, coming up on the backside of the next set, in about 32 minutes, I've got your next blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, if I was tasked with saying something like that to set that appointment that the muckety-mucks upstairs think are going to get them that sweet, sweet time spent listening that they can turn into do-re-mi, I would probably say, hey, I'm going to play some Chili Peppers, and I'm going to play... well, no, I don't do that. I don't know. How would you do it?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. I think I'm a little bit more vague with it, because I do like to... like, if I set something up, I like to make sure I keep my promises. So I'll tend to say, like, before 3:30, you and I will talk about this.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I always make an effort to talk in a way that, like, I think once I caught myself using DJ speak, because I heard somebody, it was when I was first starting in radio, and I heard someone who made a lot more money than me, like, say something like that. I was like, oh, I'm going to give that DJ talk a try. And I tried it, and I was like, that was awful. Not only did I hate how that sounded, I hated myself for saying that and speaking like that. I'm never going to be able to do that again. And it numbs my mind when I hear people talking that way. It's a disservice to your listener to talk to them in a different way than you would talk to your friend in the hallway. That's how I look at it. Yep.
We are the
you
invisible
agree?
people in your back seat.
Go on. What else?
CNN is laying off 300 people due to budget cuts.
Even more upsetting, not one of them is Nancy Grace. Wow, that's interesting. I think that has to do with, like, where do you get your news, Funkhauser?
Twitter.
Twitter?
Yeah.
No, I mean, and Twitter, depending on who you follow.
No, you just look at what's trending on Twitter.
Yeah,
and then
No, you're right. It's a legitimate news source, and this is why I think, like, these big. It's interesting. I feel like we're entering an era where you're not going to have like huge anything anymore. Like it used to be like talk show hosts, you know. How many are there now?
5,000.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's never going to be, and I think Jimmy Kimmel was saying this. He was